and then had left the Opal and started back in the Simca. He hadn't stopped for lunch, thus ensuring he would reach the border at the hottest part of the day. Slowly, the line of cars inched forward. The car had been Brian's idea. It was leased to Miguel, registered in Paris, with red TTA 75 plates, indicating he was an American tourist. His passport, his real passport, was American, so everything was on the up and up. That was the way Brian liked it, always truthful whenever possible. Miguel smirked. Brian was overcautious, unable to bluff. He wondered what the Englishman would do if he knew Miguel was crossing the border with the stuff practically in sight on the back seat. Not that Miguel believed in taking chances. He didn't. He was supposed to be a tourist, and he had gone to great pains to enhance that impression. His clothes were new, sporty, and, even by his own relaxed standards of taste, rather vulgar. The car was cluttered with road maps, tourist literature, guidebooks, and loose boxes of film, the result of a week-long tour through southern France. During that week he had been a genuine, rubbernecking, picture-snapping tourist. Now both he and his car looked authentic. The impression was unmistakable and impossible to falsify. The last of the cars ahead of him passed through customs. Miguel pulled up and handed his passport through the window. Without glancing at it, the inspector handed it to the man in the little glass booth, who stamped it perfunctorily. It was returned, and Miguel handed the inspector the green card, proof of registration, and insurance. The inspector didn't seem too interested. "Cigarettes?" "No," Miguel said. "Liquor?" "No." The inspector nodded. "Where are you going?" "Barcelona, then, Madrid." He was careful to pronounce the names awkwardly. The inspector returned the green card and waved Miguel through. Miguel drove slowly along the winding road, passing the rolling green hills, the occasional red-roofed farmhouses, the wheat fields. He would spend the night in Gerona, celebrate his passage with a good roaring drunk, and drive to the hotel in the morning. Brian had said it was a fancy hotel with lots of broads. The meeting there would be a little dividend on the project. A nice change. London, England. Brian Stack listened to Jane sleeping quietly beside him. She breathed regularly, with the peaceful exhaustion of a totally relaxed and satisfied woman. He pushed a strand of her dark hair from her face and looked thoughtfully at her aristocratic nose and cheekbones, the sensual full mouth. Well, she ought to have fine features. She was Lord Averett's only daughter. He smiled to himself. If the old man only knew. He slipped out of bed, groped in the dark for cigarettes, and went to the window. Through the dark drops of rain which rattled against the window pane, he could see the blurred, dark green patch of Hyde Park below, completely deserted. He wondered how he was going to tell her. He should have said something weeks ago, but it was always so difficult to find the words. "Brian?" Her voice was sleepy. "Sorry," he said. "Thought you were asleep." He looked back at her, naked beneath the white sheet, which clearly revealed the twin mounds of her breasts and the slow curve of her full hips. She stretched lazily. "I was asleep," she said. "It's warm in this room. Why don't you open the window?" "It's raining." She sighed. "Summer in England. Light me a cigarette, would you?" "Thanks." Her eyes caught his in the brief glow of the cigarette lighter. "Something wrong?" "Of course not." She studied his face in the darkness, trying to read his features, to fathom the expression. She knew Brian was a master of expressions. His face, handsome and excitingly cruel, was his stock in trade. "You're leaving me," she said. "Yes." "Where is it this time?" Easily, he lied. "I wish you wouldn't, darling." "I know." He wanted to add that he didn't have any burning desire to go, but that wouldn't be strictly true. Brian Stack was a slight